Welcome back to what Fem Deku was Queen Chrysalis, Part 4. Last where we left off, White and Queen Chrysalis' sister, which I don't think gave a name, I'm just gonna call her Liz. Liz was talking to White. So everything is done correctly, right? You talked and took care of the matter. Yes, we gathered a lot of energy to help with the speeding process of Queen Chrysalis. Good. I also have some information. There's a USJ event happening soon. Hero, of course. Students are going there. I thought you might want to know. That's a good idea, actually. We can go and find and take on these hero students and have a revenge for what they did with our sister. Yes, that's what I was thinking. That's why I informed you. Well, thank you for this information. You may go. As White leaves, Liz goes to visit her sister, Queen Chrysalis. As she walks into her room, "Sister, are you all right?" As she looks at her sister's condition. "I'm still healing slowly but surely, sister. I know times have been rough for you. But listen, Pin is taking care of you. You don't have to worry about anything. Within your injured state, you can't do much. I know. I feel bad that it only took one singular punch from All Might to do this much damage. Yes, but you have to realize you took a punch from the number one hero. The heroes have gotten stronger over the years, and we've learned that. Maybe they'll even pass our strength soon. But he caught you off guard. He wouldn't have been able to injure you if he didn't. Fair point, sister. You rest now. I must take care of other matters. All right. See you, Liz." As she walks out. "Prepare the troops. We're going to this USJ. "Whatever you say, ma'am." As several of the changelings prepare for this USJ, White is definitely going to be one of the ones there. "How many changelings have you gathered?" "Just a short amount, ma'am. Also, your other sister has already agreed to come." "Which sister?" "The purple hair." There was no stopping her. Just say she can come. There's no stopping her. After all, she doesn't know the answer no. "Yes, as I remember, she is probably the most stubborn of your sisters." "Yes. The stubbornest, I would say. Even Queen Chrysalis, who can be stubborn at times, is less stubborn than her. Just make sure she has a few changelings with her." "Of course, ma'am." As Liz has gathered quite a decent amount of force. Not like a whole enough to arouse suspicion from the heroes, but at least a small number of changelings. As we go to the USJ, as White and Liz is sitting on top of the USJ building with a few other changelings, as they see Eraserhead and the students come in. This is the USJ, basically the joint of saving people, basically. Here you'll be doing rescue training within different environments. We have the fire zone, water zone, storm zone, landslide zone, mountains, I believe there's a forest, and buildings. Basically for several disasters. Here you'll be learning about all types of hero rescue from the Heroes 13. As 13, I couldn't find an image for, sorry. As 13 is here talking to students about this, then suddenly a group of villains come in out of nowhere through the middle of it, being the LOV, of course. Listen, heroes, we've come to face All Might. As Shigaraki and Kurogiri, the main villains, were there. As Liz was looking. So All Might's supposed to be here? I didn't know that, ma'am. No, this is perfect. If All Might shows up, we can take him on. Yes, but I don't recommend that idea, ma'am. Why not? We may not stand a chance against him. I suppose you're right. As she watches as Kurogiri teleports everyone away to different areas. As we go to a forest area where Bakugo and Kirishima were. Where are we? I don't know, Bakugo, but we're in some type of forest. As the villains within the area were taken down by changelings and her sister, who show up. As the changelings say, oh, what do we have here? It looks some like wannabe heroes. As Bakugo and Kirishima look at them. Ugh, some villains to destroy. Now listen, I suggest you just back off. If you be like good little heroes and just back off, we'll cipher some energy and save up our power for when All Might arrives. Like that will happen as Bakugo goes to punch one of the changelings as it dodges. As then the blue changeling comes out of nowhere and grabs Kirishima and flies off. And he throws him towards the mountain area, hitting him to the rocks. Now I wouldn't underestimate me, kid. My pincers can cut through almost anything. Really now, as Kirishima hardens and goes into fist fight him. As we cut back to the forest, where Bakugo is fighting both of the changelings, constantly hitting them, sending them back. As one of CHRYSALIS' sisters is watching. This is getting boring. This is kind of wishing I brought my changeling in charge. But whatever, with him around, it's just gonna be nothing but boring anyway. As she sends a blast, hitting Bakugo and sending him against some trees. A little bit injured. At this point, one of the changelings kicks Bakugo, sending him over, back into the middle, against the tree. Now, look at that. I managed to deal some damage. Yeah, no need to brag it in, as both changelings get closer. As then Bakugo blows up one of his gauntlets, sending both the changelings back and hitting the walls being the trees, having them go unconscious. Now that they're dealt with, I can deal with you. As Bakugo throws several explosions trying to hit CHRYSALIS' sister. As she just yawns. This is just tiresome. As she blasts Bakugo, sending him through some trees. You're weak. As then Bakugo releases a heavy blast. As CHRYSALIS' sister blocks it. But somehow it manages to hit through the barrier, hitting her, sending her back a little bit. She managed to fly and catch herself. What was that? No ordinary attack could have done that. Not even those explosions. They shouldn't have damaged me at all. As then she gets a familiar sense. So my sister's theory was right. I better end you quickly. As then out of nowhere, Kirishima is sent back flying with an injured arm against the trees. as Blue returned, overshadowing its injured comrade. As where Kirishima nearly has a severed arm. Sorry, ma'am. I'll take him away again and make sure I tear him to pieces. No need. We're done here anyway. What do you mean? Simple. Now, as that other changeling came in and grabbed Bakugo and started flying. What do you think you're doing? As Bakugo is about to hit him, Chrysalis' sister says, "Thank you for your sacrifice," as she fires a blast, hitting Bakugo and the changeling, causing a huge explosion above the forest zone, where that changeling perished, and Bakugo heavily injured. That's one down. Should I take care of the other? Leave him. After all, how likely is he able to use that left hand of his? Most likely unlikely. I think I bit the bone in half. Or at least broke the bone. He had a tough skin, but not tough enough. Then let's go. We've done our part. I'm curious to see what's happening in the middle. As we go to the center, where Aizawa was beaten just like in canon, but Liz and White come down. Some more heroes. Nomu, kill them. As the Nomu goes to attack, White uses a spell, sending the Nomu back. What do you think are doing? Attacking one of the Hive's leaders. Hive's leaders, as Shigaraki is curious. Calm down, White. We have a common goal here. All Might. So you're here for All Might as well. Fine, but I'll take on him first. I'm sorry, but that's not in the deal. As she leaves a blast, hitting the Nomu, severing him in half. I'm here to claim All Might's head myself for what he did to my sister. As Shigaraki just smiles as the Nomu appears right beside her, as White pushes her out of the way, getting hit and sending flying to the stairs. As she looks over, you dare harm one of my changelings? As she sends a blast, cutting the Nomu's arms and legs off. It just regenerates and tries to hit her, as she's dodging, flying in the air. Regeneration, I see. Yes, this Nomu has regeneration. As she kicks it, sending it flying. It also has shock absorption. And not just that, it has immense strength by just the features. Oh well. As she sends another blast, sending the Nomu back. I can't get a clear shot. As then a shot from out of nowhere comes in and pierces the Nomu's brain. What was that? As she looks up, her sister was there with the changelings, with one injured and Blue, the blue changeling. Thank you, sister. As we cannot see them is because they're above the USJ. No problem. It looked like you need assistance. Blue, go gather White. As White leaves, as she was taken off. Yeah, your turn. Right as she's about to fire at Shigaraki, Kirigiri teleported her somewhere. It being underwater. As she flies out, as she knows she's in a lake in the middle of nowhere. They dare! As she's angered and infuriated. being all soaked and her rage bubbling up. Of course, her sister noticed she was also gone. I guess I won't leave without leaving something in charge. As she casts the spell, dropping several bombs around the USJ, hitting everywhere, injuring villains, the students, hitting Shigaraki, who was really mad after the Nomu being killed by her. Alright, Blue, let's go. As it's been about a day later, as we go to a hospital, where Bakugo, who's in a body cast, and All Might shows him into the room. Young Bakugo, how are you? How do I look? I'm in bandages. I heard you got attacked by some villain. Yeah, someone's saying that they came here for revenge. Revenge. Saying you harmed their sister. Or her sister is what I heard. She didn't hesitate to sacrifice one of her own men to try to take me out. It left me with several burns, but I survived. Very good. As Nezu enters the room. Wait a minute, did you say sister? Yes. I didn't know what she kind of looked like. The villain y'all went after a while back. Wait, is he possibly talking about Chrysalis? Who's Chrysalis? A villain that we'd been hunting down who escaped us a while back. We had found her hideout, and she managed to escape capture. We captured quite a few of her men, but she escaped. Probably due to the others, Nezu says. Yeah, apparently she had a sister. Now that's interesting. So that explains how she got away. This is very interesting knowledge. This may benefit us in the future. Possibly. But we didn't... All we heard from the other students is that there was another one with white hair in the center. The one I was fighting was, purple hair. There's possibly more than one sister then. 2. That would... With 2 sisters, of course, she would have been able to easily escape, especially if they're as powerful as her. She managed to withstand a punch or 2 from you, All Might. My punches were powerful than my master's back in the day. But she managed to face my master head on in a fight, pretty much winning the fight. Although, my master got the upper hand, injuring the villain. But inevitably she escaped. I've been trying to track her down since. She had been hiding these past 20 years. For reasons unknown, perhaps she was still recovering from an injury your master gave her. That would explain why she's in a weakened state. That is true. But that doesn't explain that she had sisters. They would have came to her need during the fight with my master immediately. Not necessarily. You see, when you found Chrysalis 20 years ago where your master did, she most likely wasn't in contact or near her sisters at the time, so the possibility of them coming to help were very low. Now that they hear what has happened to her sister, those 2 will most likely be back. You're lucky you survived. I barely survived. Well, it's good you did. We talked to the other students and got some information. I'll have to discuss this in the next hero meeting. Alright. As unknowns to them, someone outside the door, disguised as a nurse, was listening in. And of course, it's the green changeling who served directly under Queen Chrysalis. So, her sisters took action. But they now know they are out here. They probably should take care of that Bakugo kid while he's here, so nothing else gets leaked. I'll just let time wait, though. I can't reveal myself to them yet. As he leaves, as we go back to the Hive, where Yellow is scolding both Liz and the other sister. You two did what? You went to attack the USJ, not informing us of this. As Pin also speaks up, that was reckless of y'all. You should have at least told us where you were going. It was nothing. As the oldest sister, I take responsibility of this. I was blinded by rage and wanted to take revenge. You shouldn't have just rushed in, sister. It's not time for us to strike. Luckily, neither of you were hurt. Yes, I think I took care of that Bakugo kid. Oh, Sister CHRYSALIS. Yes. Yes, your theory about the transfer of the quark is correct. As she looks up, All Might and the kid of the explosions had very similar power, as I noticed he had a very strong increase when he used it. Unlike his explosions, it was combined with his explosions, making them way more powerful. So I was right. And I'm guessing with each host, the power gets stronger as well. CHRYSALIS says. Yes, I think it's that. But don't worry, I took care of him. Actually, no, you didn't. As she looks shocked. What do you mean I didn't? I blew him to smithereens in the sky. I got informed by my little spy in UA. The Bakugo kid lives. Although injured, he's alive. What? Have your spy deal with him. I cannot risk having his cover blown, especially in these dire times. Our battle is just beginning. And apparently y'all have struck in the first flame. I wasn't expecting y'all to do something like this. As CHRYSALIS attempts to get up, but is still too weak from her injuries. I've recovered significantly since a month ago, but my injuries are still very hurt. Still very hurt me a lot. For now, let's just settle this another time. I would like to get some more rest. As CHRYSALIS leaves the room, look what y'all done. Y'all went to attack recklessly, not thinking how much our sister or us would worry. Y'all are blinded by rage. At least y'all made it. But what you did was very reckless. I know. But what would you have us do? I was not going to sit back and watch as our sister is in pain and not do nothing. I understand y'all are angry. And the time for battle is upon soon, but it was not now. Fine. As both the sisters that went on the journey out to the USJ left. At least you didn't go with them, Pin. Yes, I'm thankful I didn't either. But knowing that there's someone that can really hurt us really changes things. The heroes have gotten stronger. We know for a fact a few heroes can hurt us. One being Stars and Stripes in America. Luckily, none of us revealed ourselves, but her power is very dangerous. No doubt she could cause massive damage to us. And there's All Might, and some of the top tier heroes. They're about the only ones that can injure us, though. Everyone else below that rank can't even touch us. Fair point, sister, but things just keep getting worse. And I fear they're going to get so worse that stuff's going to start collapsing. Chrysalis is almost fully healed. She just needs a few more days of rest. Then we can discuss some more things. Very well, I trust your judgment, older sister. It's getting late. Get some rest. As Pin leaves. With her injured, this family has not been the same. Our sisters have been different. Ever since Chrysalis was injured. I know Chrysalis preferred to stay away and stay in contact from afar. She barely came to visit, but all of us knew she cared. When we would gather, she was always the last one to show up. Worried about things. When she was discovered, she made sure none of our hives were ever found or even thought to be there. She took most of the attention upon herself. Sometimes I wish our sister can be more considerate. As we go to another scene within the area, where the main changelings of Queen Chrysalis and her sisters are there. As Alan says, "Man, you really got hit hard." As the yellow changeling says, "Of course she got hit hard. She got hit by a Nomu that was made to kill All Might?" "Yeah, I got a broken leg, thank you very much." To be fair, though, it didn't stand much of a chance against Liz. Queen Crystal's sister, and also the one you follow. "Of course, I'm the commander changeling within her force. As all of us. But listen carefully. You went in and protect your leader, which all of us would do the same. But listen. There are people still out there that can harm us severely. We are not as graceful as the others. Heroes and regular people can harm us. Well, Chrysalis and her sisters are peak at strength and can only be harmed by the powerful." "Yes, I'm aware." "Then why did you rush in like that?" "I know you're concerned, Yellow." "Yes, I'm concerned. Because we are all a family. All hives that work together. And with Green not in charge around here, someone has to take priority over all the other changelings over his area, and I've been doing so restlessly." As someone walks in, "I was wondering who was looking after my changelings while I was away, as all of them are shocked to see Green. I thought you were captured." "Of course not, Blue." As the purple one just looks down. "Oh, hello, Green." "Hello. It's been a while." "Yeah, it has." "Well, anyway, I've got some dire news. We'll be taking action soon." As all of them look over, "What do you mean?" "All of us are preparing to take on the heroes in the days coming soon. We are working hard at work. I've gathered several more changelings around. The sisters are planning. And once Queen Chrysalis recovers, everything will go according to plan." "It's good. Everything's coming together. There's only one problem. And what would that be?" All Might and Bakugo Kid is going to be a real pain with our leaders. So this is what we'll do. We'll be disobeying a head order. But the four of us... "Why did you say 4? There's 5 of us." "You're too injured to come. We'll be going to Bakugo's hospital room, and we'll vacate one of the more prominent heavy hitters within this war to come. Just because I have a broken leg doesn't mean I can't fight. I'm very well aware of that, White. But listen, someone needs to stay behind and lead the other changelings while the others are away. The leaders can do that as well. But we have to give commands, as they are the ones higher up, the leaders of the Hive. None of this would have been possible without them. And I'm taking it upon myself, and hopefully y'all will join me in taking them on. Also, I wish to take care of a little rodent problem. As Yellow looks, rodent problem? Yes. I noticed another key opponent that will be very hard to take on. Nezu. As Blue just laughs. What? The little rabbit? Oh no, I'm scared. I think he's a mouse. Oh, that's right. I guess I was thinking of the hero Mirako. Huh. Well, anyway, he is a strategic mind that could be harmful within the war. So I need one or two of us, while we're dealing with Bakugo, to take him out. I suppose I can take Blue with me, and we can take out Nezu together. You know what? I'm fine with that. And Purple will come with me. Alright. I don't see why not. We'll be going after Bakugo, right? Yep. Just lead the way. As that's where I end part 4. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe for this part.